There is a hidden tax on creators today that nobody talks about enough. Every time some shiny AI tool promises you one-click editing, you're actually signing up to pay with your time later. You click a button, you sit back, you wait for the magic, and then you spend another 45 minutes fixing weird jump cuts. It's about restoring meaning, relining up audio that drifted, and cleaning up the mess the algorithm left behind. It adds up. And frankly, it always adds up in the worst way possible for your creative flow. Big editing companies have raised hundreds of millions to convince you that editing by text is the total future of the industry. They have the ads, the influencers, and the glossy case studies that look perfect on the surface. They flood your feed with 30-second videos of a guy smiling while an app magically does the work for him. But here's the thing they don't show: the cleanups, the nitpicks, and the struggle to get it right. They don't show the times the algorithm tosses out a line that actually mattered to the story. What they often lack is context, those little beats and vibes that make a clip actually watchable to a real human. So, is a transcript-first workflow actually the fastest way to remove dead air and bad takes? Not necessarily, because while transcript editors are brilliant at finding exact words, they often miss the bigger picture. They can trim ums and ahs, but they also tend to leave in redundancy and weird musicality that sounds robotic. You hear it as annoying or boring, but the text software doesn't flag it as a problem. They chop by sentence instead of by rhythm, so you end up with a trimmed transcript that still sounds like chopped salad. If your only goal is raw speed for a rough pass, sure, a simple auto-cut tool might shave some minutes off your timeline. Tools like TimeBolt are great at blasting out dead air by waveform detection, which is useful when you just want to remove long pauses. But speed isn't the full story here, because if you want something that actually finds moments people will stop scrolling for, speed without intelligence is useless. You have heard the pitch 1,000 times. AI edits your video in minutes, just watch the demo. You hear it in another ad, another influencer short, the same line over and over. And then you try it on a real 15-minute conversation and realize the AI cut out your punchline. It misread the context, or left you with clips that only a robot would ever love. It feels like handing your content to someone who clearly didn't read the room. Let me be blunt. The problem with Loom, Descript, and a lot of so-called AI editors isn't that they aren't trying. The issue is that most of them treat editing as a text problem or an audio peak problem instead of a storytelling problem. They promise to cut the boring parts, but if they butcher meaning or kill the pacing, they are worse than doing nothing. So what is actually different when you change your approach? Why do some tools feel like they get you while others make you do all the manual work? It comes down to two things: multimodal context and content intent. You don't just want silence removed. You want clips that make sense, build tension, and land a payoff. You want viral moments, not just non-silent moments. Enter Vizard. And yeah, I know, another name in the pile. But just hear me out for a second. Vizard was built around the idea that creators need clips that are ready to post, not half-baked. It is not just trimming audio or slicing by text. It looks for moments that have real share potential. It identifies a shift in tone, a laugh, a concise insight, or a visual cue. These are the little things humans notice when they stop scrolling. Auto-editing viral clips is not a marketing buzzword here. It is the core of the engine. Vizard analyzes long videos to find bite-sized moments that actually stand on their own. It understands context better than a transcript-only approach because it uses audio, transcript, and visual signals together. The result is clips that need far fewer manual tweaks, keeping the meaning intact. But there is more to the story, specifically the auto-schedule feature. Set your posting frequency, let the AI queue up clips, and Vizard will publish them on the cadence you want. This isn't just about posting for you, It's about smart scheduling based on the clips it thinks will actually perform. Consistency is how channels grow, and Vizard takes that tedious part off your plate entirely. And then there is the content calendar, having everything in one place to manage, tweak, and publish across platforms. No more spreadsheets, no more guessing which clip you posted where, and no more late-night uploads. You can see your pipeline, swap a clip if something topical comes up, or push a high-performing moment to more feeds. It keeps the chaos from snowballing into burnout, which is a massive win for solo creators. Now, please don't take this as me trashing other tools just for the sake of it. Loom, Descript, Opus Clip, Timebolt. They all do specific things really well, but they each have limits. Too transcript-focused, or too dependent on clean audio, or too basic for viral potential. Different creators need different workflows. But if you want to turn long-form content into attention-grabbing shorts without being babysat by the editor, you want a tool that thinks like an editor. Here is a scenario that happens all the time. You run raw footage into an instant editor. It removes ums and pauses, but it also strips the setup from the punchline, or it keeps redundant lines that a human ear would cut. Now you have to spend 20 to 40 minutes fixing it, which defeats the entire purpose. With Vizard, that pipeline idea is reversed. Cleanup and selection happen first, then repurpose. Get the core moments right, and every other tool works better on top of that. Think of Vizard as the editor that preps your footage for downstream AI, not the other way around. Clean, meaningful clips lead to better thumbnails, better captions, and ultimately better reach for your channel. Look, I am not saying Vizard is flawless or that you will never touch the timeline again. Editing still needs a human's taste in a lot of cases, but what Vizard does is reduce the grunt work massively. Instead of trimming ums and staring at a transcript for 30 minutes, you get a batch of ready clips that already respect rhythm and meaning. You then spend your creative energy polishing, not rescuing. Creators I have talked to appreciate one more thing. The tool gets smarter with use. It learns what you tend to post, what you let go of, and which clips actually perform. Over time, the suggestions get tighter, the schedule becomes more predictable, and your channel grows consistently. I know what you are thinking. How accurate is it? Does it make mistakes? Of course it does sometimes. No AI is perfect. But the big win here is the error profile, where transcript-only editors leave 5 or 6 filler bits you have to cut by hand. Vizard gets you down to 1 or 2 small tweaks. When you feed those cleaner clips into repurposing tools, they stop hallucinating and start performing. Also, pricing and fit matter, because some big editors are just too expensive for smaller teams. If you are a solo creator trying to grow, throwing money at an editor that still needs hours of babysitting is a bad ROI. Vizard aims to hit that sweet spot, smart enough to cut high-quality clips and affordable enough to make sense. So what is the takeaway for your workflow today? If you want watchable videos faster than you record them, don't fall for the one-click lie. Look for the tool that understands moments. What makes people stop, laugh, think, or share? Clean your pipeline first. Pick the clips that carry meaning and velocity. Then automate scheduling and publishing so your channel gets consistent and purposeful content. If you are tired of spending your evenings fixing automatic edits, maybe it is time to try something built for virality. Give Vizard a spin. It does not promise miracles. It promises less busy work and smarter clip selection. Start with cleaner clips, and the rest follows. Alright, I am out of time but not out of conviction for this method. You can keep paying the hidden tax, or you can try a workflow that treats your content like content, not just text. Either way, you will learn quick which approach actually saves you time and gets you the reach you deserve. Peace.